Welcome to another edition of Talk City Greensboro, produced by GTN, featuring interviews and events happening around town. It's an easy way to stay in the know while you're on the go. Subscribe to Talk City on iTunes, Stitcher, Google Play, or SoundCloud so you can keep up with what's going on in Greensboro city government. I'm your host, Josh Johnson, and with me again today is my partner, my co-host, my all-around wonderful person who I couldn't do this without, Rosemary Plyman.
It's a bad penny. I keep turning up. All right. Okay, Josh. Okay, truth time for you. Mm-hmm. When you were a little boy, did you ever put on that red firefighter's hat, pretend you were racing into a burning building or jumping on a truck?
I did, actually. I'm a 70s kid, so I grew up on the show Emergency and Chips.
All right. I can just see you in those Ray-Bans right now.
That's right.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Riding my
All right.
tricycle.
Well, and every day here in Greensboro, the Greensboro Children's Museum, children climb on the big red fire truck there, and they imagine themselves as a hero.
Yep.
Well, now teenage girls have the opportunity to live that dream at a free 5-day camp called Camp Spark. Did you catch that part? Free, by the way?
Oh, yeah.
Brittany King is here from the Greensboro Fire Department to tell us more about it. Hello, welcome.
Hi, thank you for having me.
So glad
Brittany.
to have you here. Okay, before we get into the camp, we want to know a little bit about you. What was your road to becoming a firefighter?
Well, I moved here after spending some time in the military, and, I wanted to do something in public service. I thought I wanted to be a police officer. And then I actually met a female firefighter at my gym, and she told me about her job. She told me how much she loved it, and it really inspired me, to want to be involved. And so I applied. I went on some ride-alongs, but, there were not very many women on the fire department for me to, talk to. And so once I got on the department, once I was, honored, I was honored, first of all, to even be chosen to be a part of this department and this job. And, once I got on, I was like, wow, there's got to be a way to, make the department and make the fire service more accessible for women.
And so that's where Camp Spark came from.
I actually was invited to participate in a girls' fire camp in Charlotte called Camp Ignite. And it was amazing. It was the most incredible experience I've ever had, getting to watch these girls face their fears and realize what they're really capable of. And I was like, we have to do something here in Greensboro.
I love that. So
that's great.
Yeah. So what happens over this week? What is the camp like?
So basically, these girls get to do everything that we do short of going in a burning building. Mm-hmm. Yeah. They get to learn how to pull fire hose. They get to learn how to do CPR. They get to learn how to throw ladders. They get to rappel. They even get to use the jaws of life to cut open a vehicle, like as if there was a person trapped inside. They even get a fire extinguisher class. They get to do so much cool stuff, and it's a really good time.
That sounds like fun, actually. So what is the overall goal of the camp?
Ultimately, we want to introduce the fire service to these girls by allowing them to learn an environment that's fun, safe, and also they get to actually learn from female firefighters. So they get that representation, which, I feel like it's not as common just because there are so few of us. Mm-hmm. And so, and the ultimate goal is that they see what they're capable of. And if we get some who come and apply for our department or other departments, that would be a bonus.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's great. But then also just what else can I do? If I can do this, there are lots of other things that I can do that maybe I didn't know I could do or think I could do or people told me I couldn't do.
Yeah. We actually have, during our lunch break, every day, we have a woman from a male-dominated profession who comes in and speaks with the girls and tell them about their career. And so that also gives them an opportunity to get a little bit of insight into other jobs they might not have considered.
I love
That's
that.
great.
What do you notice about the young women as they go through this week?
Well, so our first camp was last year, and we had quite a few girls whose parents made them come. And, they admitted it. They came in, and we introduced ourselves, and they said, my mom made me come. I didn't really want to be here. And by the end of the camp, we had our graduation, and the parents were like, we saw a huge difference in our daughters. They didn't want to wake up that early the first morning, and by the end of the camp, they were waking up on their own. Yeah. They were telling their parents about their day and how much fun they had. And, so they came in not really excited, not really knowing what to expect. and left already talking about next year. We already have half of our girls from last year have applied for this year.
Really?
For our alumni program.
That tells you something.
Yeah, so,
it does.
it was really amazing for all of us, all of the instructors, our fire department, to see the difference in these girls and how some of them were afraid of heights. And then they went and climbed the big aerial ladder.
Yeah.
And they couldn't believe that they could do that. So it was really incredible to see the difference in these girls, definitely from day 1 to day 4.
Yeah, is there a thing that is like that most of them don't come into the camp and say, yeah, but I'm not doing that. I'm not going to run. I'm not going to climb that. I'm not going to, whatever.
Absolutely. Ladders was one
ladder,
of them.
Okay.
And then we have something called the maze. And it's basically a confined space kind of drill where you go and you climb through this very small area. And a lot of the girls were nervous about that too. But they all did it. Every single one of them went through it. They were scared. They were nervous, but they went through it. And at the end, they were smiling from cheek to cheek, man. They were so excited about, doing something they never imagined themselves doing.
Sorry.
I love
I got like this blank stare. I got claustrophobia. So just the idea of me in that maze, I'm like, I would be very happy to get out of that.
Get out of it.
I'm not going to lie to you. That's something that I struggled with a little bit.
Really?
But once you spend a little bit of time in there and you actually go through it and train in it, it's so different.
I'm going to have to come over there and try it a couple
Well,
times.
and there's a reason behind it. I mean,
Absolutely.
because you're in a burning building, you're trying to find someone, you're trying to find your way
Yeah.
out, and you can't see, and you've never been in there before,
Yep.
so you don't know where the table is or the door is. And
yeah.
The real purpose of the maze is to give you an opportunity to learn your equipment, to learn, if you get in a space where your air bottle turns off accidentally, you're able to know exactly what to do to turn it back on.
Right.
So that's the whole purpose of that maze. And generations of firefighters have gone through that maze and have come out the other side. And it's a really great tool to prepare us for a job.
Wow. So when did the camp start, and about how many graduates have you had since then?
Last year was our first year.
Okay.
And we tried to start in 2020, but COVID kind of got in the way. And so last year was our first official year, and we had 9 graduates, and it was incredible. It was a perfect way to start the camp. This year we're doing 20 girls, so
Okay.
we're going a little higher, and hopeful that it's just as successful as last year.
how many women are in the Greensboro Fire Department?
Right now, we have around 30.
Okay.
And we have some young ladies that are also in our academy currently. And we have some that are about to graduate from the academy actually tomorrow.
Oh, great.
And so our numbers are coming up for sure. When I came on, there was about 24, 25. And so we're definitely coming up.
And how many firefighters overall?
Close to 600.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's a place that we can definitely have some improvement. What does a woman bring to the job different, you think, than maybe a man could?
I think that we bring, a level of compassion that I wouldn't say is completely, unavailable, but that might be just a little bit more. I feel like, we're able to, we have a lot of female patients just as we have a lot of male patients. And, we're able to communicate with them in a way, I understand what you're going through, and make them a little more comfortable. So that's something that definitely helps. And, a lot of people like to make the cooking jokes, but some of us cannot cook. So I wouldn't say that's something we always bring. But, yeah. I mean, I think that, at my station, I'm the only female that works at my station. And it's like a family. Like, I'm like their little sister. And, they really take care of me. And I, try to take care of them. And so we have a really good time.
And they don't expect you to cook, right?
Well, we all each have a cook day technically, but
But they're not like, you have to do it. Good,
Yeah.
good. Okay. And last question. What, I know you said you went to this camp and you got to experience it in Charlotte and as an observer and helper. What did the firefighters get out of being a part of this, working with these young women and, maybe future firefighters or future leaders, definitely?
Absolutely. For me, I feel like it was amazing to be able to inspire what could be the next generation of female firefighters. Like I said, we're so underrepresented in this field, and it's literally, it's like the fire service is like 9% female out of the country, you know? Wow. And so it's a very, very small number of us. And so for us to be able to put on this camp for Charlotte as well as Greensboro, you know, there's a camp in Atlanta, there's camps all over. And for us to be able to do this and provide that representation that's so sorely needed, you know, for these young women is incredible. And for me, it was inspiring to me, and it made me want to do more. So I thought that was really amazing.
Thank you. Thank you for doing more. Thank you.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
You know, giving this opportunity to young girls and letting them see a woman who is succeeding and happy in her work and making a difference in the world, in our community. So thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming.
Thank you for having me.
So for those interested, Camp Spark is July 11th through the 15th at the Greensboro Fire Department training grounds and open to young women grades 9 through 12. You can submit applications in person at 1514 North Church Street or online at greensboro-nc.gov and search Camp Spark.
Stay tuned weekly by subscribing to Talk City Greensboro on iTunes, Stitcher, and Google Play. And don't forget, you can download Talk City from SoundCloud.
That's it for this week. Thanks for tuning in to Talk City. Be sure to watch GTN, your official source for news and information about the city of Greensboro. GTN is available on Spectrum Channel 13,
AT&T Uverse Channel 99,
and North State Channel 31.
GTN also streams live on Roku and the city's website at greensboro-nc.gov.
Take care.